Every time that we have political rallies, when you need to mobilize people in a rally, majority of them are youth. But when government is formed and when we sit at the decision-making table, we become the minority.
What we need to do as young people, we need to learn our position and we need actually to know where we are heading to.
We have talked about the divisions of class, the divisions depending on ethnicity. There is a gap to learn from our history. Has this constitution really been implemented fully? Is it progressive or retrogressive? The current state of our education system doesn't allow people to dig deep into the history. We need to go back there as young people, precisely, and learn about our constitutional history, learn about independence journey. And when you're looking at these things, we need also to look at the pros and cons. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Mike to the Movement podcast, a podcast, of course, by Vijana Mbele Foundation, where young people speak loud to the movement and are proud to be part of this country we call Kenya. Today, we're going to be delving into youth and politics. I'm your host, Job Kiragu Muriithi, and I'm honored today to be joined by a great man, a former classmate at the Catholic University of Eastern Africa, political scientist, former MP candidate for Othaya constituency, and also the SG for Vijana Mbele Foundation. Karibu sana Gakuna, Njima Castro. How are you, sir?
Niko salama sana. Thanks, my friend.
Okay.
You just forgot them to tell them that we are also looking or seeking to form the government.
Okay.
As Vijana, because now as a country we are in a population where we are so vibrant as young people.
Precisely.
And we cannot be adulated, neither can we be looked down upon.
Yeah.
Because such time has come, but we still have a defining moment as young people of how we can redefine ourselves and how we can redefine our country and how we can think deep about it. Mm-hmm. As you introduced me, my name is Gakuna Njima Castro from Othaya. Don't forget, from Othaya. And I'm political scientist, like Ligiji, don't forget. And this is my friend that we need, as young people, we need to speak, tuongeleshane so that we know where we are and where we are heading to. Ndio tusikue kama vijana, unajua tulitokea kwa maandamano tukasema we are leaderless.
Yeah.
Tribeless. Lakini tusikue watu wenye ni leaderless. And there's no way going forward we shall be at leaderless, because we need people who shall guide us, not to come and rule us, but to lead and serve the movement of young people that we shall be having. And that's this is the most appropriate time tujipange ndio tusipige tu kelele.
Thank you, Castro. Thank you for being here. I mean, really, we go way back when we were studying political science at the Catholic University.
Sure.
And sitting with you here, it gives me some sort of deja vu. Yeah, like we in that cafeteria. What do we tulikuwa tunahitaji?
Yellow pages.
Pale tukipiga siasa ya hiyo time. But it's good to be here. It's live. Let's talk about youth.
I think life is also having some good things for us also in the future. Ukiangalia mahali tulianza siasa tukiwa campus.
Yes.
It just started naturally kwa second year, I think.
Second year hapo zadia.
Second year ndio nilivai president wa
university. Hapo ndo joto ya siasa
ilianza. Yeah. And both of us tumepatana tena kwa national politics.
Of course.
Ukasimama kiti pale Kipipiri.
Yes.
Nyandarua County. Mimi nikaenda kusimama kwetu Othaya. And we lost.
We will talk about that really. Lazima watu wajue manze siasa Kenya inakuhambo manze.
Exactly.
And we'll talk about that. But getting into business, looking at the recent happenings. Baba is gone. And last week was one of the saddest moments in the history of Kenya. And we define Baba as the father of democracy. And, and his death, looking at what he has done before, he has shaped the political landscape of Kenya, in terms of fighting for multipartyism, the resilience in also fighting for the injustices that we have in Kenya. I mean, I just want to get clarity and a clear picture in your lens. How do you view Baba? Who was this man called Baba?
I might not have a very big view of who Baba was because he was not a close friend of mine or neither. I have known Baba in politics, but I'm lucky that I had dined with him in the same table, and
Hey, when in deep state?
it was by luck anyway. Tulipatana na yeye Karen Kiupasa. Alikuwa na Baba Oparanya, and I was there, and then there was Mwenje, MP wa
Mark Mwenje.
Mark Mwenje, MP wa Embakasi West.
Okay.
And then there was another lady called anatafuta kiti ya Karen MCA. And there was Kamau wa Raila. I can't forget that man. He was actually in fact we were seated with Kamau, and then Kamau alikuwa anakuja kuona Kamau wa Raila. He's a man who support Baba sana kwa siasa zake.
Okay.
And when I told Baba I come from Othaya na nilisimama Othaya, he told, oh, pale kwa Kibaki. So, and he started sharing the story of him and Kibaki, how they were, and I came to understand. But as in his death, when I, of course, learned and I seen that he is no more, I remember that moment and how he talked to me about Kibaki and how they came to join with Kibaki after a very big war and how they worked with Kibaki. By the since that time, he had done a handshake with Uhuru, and he had also done a handshake with William Ruto. Yeah. But he told me he has worked, Kibaki is the man that they worked with so peacefully and so quietly. He has never worked with any other person like they worked with Kibaki. Raila fought for this country. And to such a man of stature of Raila, I don't think we have, not even the president of Kenya, William Ruto, has that thing. Because Raila carried Kenya, and not as a country, as the people. Because we have to differentiate Kenya as a name or as a country and the people. Because you don't leave people behind. They must own up the vision. And that's why the Luo community or the Luo family, they are feeling so much saddened, and they are in pain. Their heart is hurt because of the loss of their father. And that was their king. That was their king. That was the man who was leading them into war. You can imagine. And those people, they are going to war. These are families that have always been in war. And these people, or this man, Raila, is the man who always leads them to war. He's the man who charges them, who gives them the spirit to come and fight. And these people have been fighting and winning those wars. Yeah. But this now man is no more. Do you see how those people they are?
Yeah, I've heard you, Castro, and I get the tenacity of this matter, really, of who Baba really was and how he wholeheartedly carried the whole nation. It's not about populism, but I think also he had masses. I think hata last ndo afike Kenya kutoka India, I mean, Mombasa Road haingepitika. Kasa haingepitika. Pale you saw during his burial, I mean, everything was a stand down. Like, this man, he has respect for Kenyans, and he held a lot of respect from Kenyans. But moving forward, na manze umesema umekaribia Baba. Me, I think, hata nikisema nimekuwa kwa siasa, Baba nimemuona tu kwa kitabu na kwa screen tu. Sijai karibia Baba anywhere.
Nimekunywa ni kauji tu.
Aya, hata
wewe
ulikuwa point ya uji
na nini tu hapo nini.
Unafaa unilink pia. But moving forward, you saw the sentiments that were made during Baba's burial. And in my lens as a political analyst, you get to analyze things, really. There was something in common. Everyone wanted to associate with Baba, really. Yeah, sure. But politically, I look at the sentiments that shaped ODM, from the ODM fraternity, really. Most of them would say that, we are staying in the broad-based government. Others would
Others
say
they
there
say
are
they
people
won't.
in the ODM faction that want to bring ODM down. And in my view as a political scientist, I viewed this, is there a crack in the ODM house? Is it a ramshackle house at the moment? Does it need gluing? What's your view?
There's a big, those people, they're in a very big mess.
Uh-huh.
That house will never be the same again.
Okay.
If they think so, it will not.
So you're saying ODM would last, and they're celebrating 20 years.
Even if it lasts, of course, it is one faction that will last with it. It's the same like Jubilee. It is in its deathbed. Of course, they will try to resuscitate it, but it will be in its deathbed. But let me tell you why. You see, that house, ODM, and the reason why people do not respect other people's political parties, because it is not them who want their party to break down. They want to remain intact with the people, because we have two functions in ODM that are pulling each other. There are those in broad-based government, and of course you don't expect them, they are in broad-based government, and then to come where now ODM with the people are outside.
That was
fighting, of course they are fighting the same that broad-based government, because the people are fighting the government, because the people are against the government. It is not the party, it is the people.
And if you take Sifuna's words, he said that it's time for leaders to listen to the people.
Yeah, it is time.
So you're saying there's no problem in ODM. There's a problem with the people. The people are not being listened to.
The people are not. It's the same thing Kiragu has been telling people. Skiza watu, skiza wa Kenya. These leaders, skiza ground, they have not been listening to people.
Interesting times ahead.
Yeah. And let me tell you, it will be so disappointing to think that ODM would have that wave that it had. Remember, ODM was commanding the coast region, and from the terms what Joho said that he won't be in a house where he won't be in, or he'll be out of the government. You can imagine Joho, with these quarrels, Joho will shift. He will want to come to Nairobi with his family, in the coast region. So you can see Joho now will not be in the command of Baba. He will want to command his own house. The same will happen with those in Kisii and those in Luo Nyanza, because not those in Kisii and those in Luya and the Luya land. Because now the people who are wanavurutana ni hao the Luo, they are the people. So ODM will only remain with part of Nyanza. After washa kwaruzana, washa vurutana, and the only person who will come to aid them, it is this man that they are looking down upon, Babu, because he is the man with the people now. Waacha kushinda wakisema the others have the people. They are in government, and the government is not with the people, because the government already forgot the people. And that's why people are rioting. That's why Gen Z are coming, because you don't tell us you listening, or you respecting the people, and again whatever people are asking you, you are going against it. The state is on its own, and that's why we are so disorderless as a republic, because it is the government against the people.
I get you, Castro. I mean, there are interesting times ahead,
Really?
And we expect to see that, and also to analyze that, and of course to tell the people the truth. But moving forward, Castro, I've voted 2 times now, in 2017 and in 2022. And being part of the campaigns, really, in 2022, I was there as a voter. In 2017, I was there as a voter. In 2022, I was there as a candidate and also as a voter. But there is something that is very peculiar in these elections. And there has been this reused chorus every time that we have political rallies, that the youth are the majority. Yes, and we see its evidence. When you need to mobilize people in a rally, majority of them are youth. When you need young people to protest and to be out of the streets, majority of them are young people. But when government is formed and when we sit at the decision-making table, we become the minority. what is wrong? Are young people being despised? What is the power that young people need to be in these seats? What is happening in Kenya? I mean,
No, on my view, I think as young people we just need to know our place. We just need to know our place. Those people know their place. That's why they have been playing us. They know.
manze unatumiwa unatumwa
They know their place. Sisi tunawafuata tu. Mnadhani those people they will remember you. They won't.
Unapoka tu so unatulia.
Hawawezi. They always put you in that place they want you to be because you
belong there.
Wewe ndio unawaserve. Unaona? So as young people, sisi we must decide where is our place. Where is our place?
But again, we might talk all of it, and when you look at the Constitution of Kenya, it really stipulates that young people need to be in the decision-making table. Yeah?
Yeah.
And moving forward, when you look at the number of MCAs in Kenya that are young people, I mean, it's less than 20%. When you go to the National Assembly, less than 20% also. Senate, right? Government appointments. And I remember very well that this government promised 30% of positions to be young people in the cabinet. I mean, that is not happening. Look at the state agencies. Young people are not there. I mean, really, Kenyans are tired and young people are tired. I mean, there is some kind of tiredness that is coming from young Kenyans and frustration because these things, politics affect every part of society. If we are not represented, then that is why we don't have employment opportunities. That is then when we are not getting these contracts as stipulated by the Constitution of Kenya. If you are not represented, then that is why fees in the universities are becoming way too high. If you're not represented, then that is why political parties don't involve young people in decision making. I mean, what way should we go as young people?
People have been made to think and to act robotically by the government.
Remote too.
Yeah, ni remote too. Sisi mavijana by the way tunakontroliwa.
Unafinya unasonga hivi.
Unaona venye unaongea hivyo unajua you know what you deserve. But imagine we don't get it and no one asks and we are the majority. Na ukijaribu kuuliza hivyo, we hatuna ile communal ama ile unity as young people.
Collaboration.
Inatufanya collaboration. We have too many young people who are smart, sharp, like the way you're doing. But when it's come now to collaborating politically, because as we're in politics.
Are we that selfish? What is it?
No, maybe we are.
If you don't like to collaborate, I think maybe we'd say we are selfish.
Maybe they understand the game. This game is a collaboration. That's why you'll see so many people, they are shifting sides.
Okay.
They always shift sides because that collaboration is what makes, the government. You have seen Laila has been doing this handshake for the stability because he knows, like Ruto knew the wound that he had was Laila in his flesh. So he had to bring Raila closer to him so that he can be able to manage that. What we need to do as young people, we need to learn our position and we need actually to know where we are heading to. And as a country, what we want. And not that we don't know what we want. We know. But we have been so much disoriented. We are just focusing in their politics instead of focusing on our politics.
Collaborating.
Yes, because as people, we are against this regime.
Yes.
And please, we should be against UDA party and core parties that formed Kenya Kwanza. Because that regime is the regime that have made us to get where we are. It is the regime that have murdered members of our age group, members of our age set, members of our communities, our friends, our Kenyan patriots. It is the regime that have made poor. It is the regime that have forgotten about the people. So it is the people against the regime. This war of them, they want now to spread their thing to us about tribalism na nini. It is their politics. And let me tell you, Kenyans, youth, us, every person is flowing into their path. It's flowing into their strategy and their character, because that's how people, they have been able to manage us. Now, anytime as young people we are coming together, there must be some, shambolic ways of dispersing us.
Yes.
There must be a loss, and we are the people who are losing. We are losing the game, and we are losing lives, and we are losing people.
I mean, Castro, you have talked about the divisions of class, the divisions depending on ethnicity. And I think from my lens of view, there is a gap that exists. There is a gap to learn from our history. Yeah? I mean, I think the current state of our education system doesn't allow people to dig deep into their history. And that is a gap that exists. So that we need to go back there as young people, precisely, and learn about our constitutional history, learn about the independence journey, learn also about the fight for multi-party politics, and also find to understand why we really adopted this Constitution of Kenya 2010. Then if you get to that point, then you can start to pick point. Yeah? Has this constitution really been implemented fully? Is it progressive or retrogressive? And when you're looking at these things, we need also to look at the pros and cons. Why most people were fighting for multi-party? Why others were against multi-party? Why people were fighting for this constitution? Why others were against the constitution?
Do you think
so that
our country, of course, our constitution envisages for multipartism.
Yes.
But do you think the current regime believes in multipartism?
I think in multipartism, of course, we have parties in Kenya. But anyone is allowed to form any party. Me and you can form a party right now. But I think hapo lazima tu agree. Hapo ni kazi bana.
There is kuna issue as Kenyans, na tunaulizana maswali gumu by the na rahisi zinakaza kiufala, but ni swali zenye zinatu affect. Is the regime believing in multipartism?
I mean, really, if anyone can run a party, I think party are coexisting.
No, of course, even me, I can own a party. There are parties and everything.
There is Jubilee.
Yes, they are. Because it is the constitution that have envisaged that. But behind our constitution, we the people, we the people, is this regime believing in multipartism? To me, to my understanding, no. They do not. They do not believe
and why
in
is that?
our multipartism. Let me tell you why. William Ruto, when he got into government, he really encouraged those parties that formed Kenya Kwanza to join and have one party.
Okay.
It is a way, a smart person would, of course, and a cunning person would want that so that he can be able to consolidate his power. And again, from now, you can imagine the war he's taking to ODM. ODM is not his party. It is not your party, ODM. ODM has its own party members. It has its own leadership. And that man need to understand and respect that party has its own. It is not a thing that you were founding. You were founding and you never believed in it and you went. So don't think that you have been loitering down there and then you come back and you tell us that you carry the vision of the party you left. That those people,
that defines lack of multipartism.
It defines, yes.
Lack of independence in parties.
Exactly. Yes. We are not building, and that's why we are coming back to tribal politics, because the tools or the vehicles that should stand in to fight for multipartism, for democracy, of course to drive democracy, are political parties.
Yes.
Not communities. Now he's leaving his party, he's dictating in another man's house. That another man's house, his house is breaking down. UDA is breaking down. You can imagine what he's doing, and he's going to dictate in another man's house.
I mean,
let me show you. I want to show you how UDA is breaking down, because these people, they think that we are just watching their game, but we are looking at every step they are doing, and we lose trust in them, we lose faith in them, because you don't tell me that you have said, na tulimsikia na si ulimsikia Bodo akisema hatutakubali watu wenye wanataka kuchezea ODM waende wakachezea siasa, waende wakafanya siasa za upinzani. In fact sasa kwake anaongea ni kama already ako ODM, and there is a high possibility atatoka UDA aende ODM. And then you want to tell us that is the man we have to run our country, to unite our country, and to believe in our constitution the principality of multipartyism. Ni gumu.
Moving forward, Castro, let's get a bit personal. I mean, in 2022, fresh from university, of course, we were called political scientists, right?
We are.
We went to the ballot. I mean, you vied for Othaya parliamentary seat under what party? Usawa kwa wote party.
Usawa kwa wote.
You were nominated by Usawa party.
I was nominated.
On the other hand, I got to Kipipiri constituency, nominated by the Service Party of Kenya, na nikaingia ground kutafuta kura. But let me tell you mzee, I mean politics can humble even the boldest. Na kitu nilikuja kulearn, the politics of the books and the politics of theories that we learn in class, I mean they totally don't apply kwa ground. That is one harsh reality I came to understand as a young contender. I just want to get a clear picture manze. Kuna youth hapo manze anataka 2027 asimame kiti. Maybe your insight would be very, very insightful. We'll guide his path or her path. I've met so many young people. We have them in VMF, young candidates who want to vie in 2027. And I talk to them so that they can have at least an idea of what is going. Just give us an overview of your challenges and how was it in a nutshell.
Mi naeza sema diving in politics was not a bad decision for me. Yes. It was not a bad decision. Of course, I had my challenges, but I never regret of me getting to the ballot. And iko na challenges zake during campaigns and after election. It has its own nini.
During and after.
Yeah, during and after.
Hapo ndo reality inakuchapa.
Especially after una feeling the impact of during. After.
Mi hata ningetafutwa
una feeling the impact of nini. Even the person who won ana feeling the impact of during the campaign. Na I can encourage vijana tutoke. Let us go for those seats, but we need to go for those seats when we have redefined our future, and we owning one common vision and one common goal. Tusikue tumeenda and then we are turning against our people, because those people that they are being elected, hata wenye tumechagua sahi, wenye hata hawataki kuonekana villages because they forgot about the people.
For real.
They are part and parcel of the society. They came from the village.
Castro, for me siasa kukua kwa ballot manze taught me a lot, really. Just being on that ballot paper, and I know, in the same ballot paper with bigwigs. Amos Kemunya is there, and he was the current majority leader, former minister, and former MP for Kipipiri. We had Samuel Geshege, big names, huge names, with big money. And one thing I learned, money plays our politics.
It's a factor.
And we need a paradigm shift where that we shift from money politics to politics of ideas and politics of ideologies. I mean, it's not easy to mobilize people. Yani watu wakae tu hivi watu chwani tu, watu 50 tu ati mobilize kama Kiragu, wakae wakuongeleshe. Ati wanataka tu kusikiza tu ideas. Hakuna. Watu wanataka uandunge katuso na tuso.
Wamekuwa disoriented hivyo. Na unajua hizo siasa zimekuja because people have commercialized this politics so much. People have commercialized this politics so much that even today, you can imagine even today, and this is that's why sometimes I don't feel proud of the government we are having. As the president, do you know what it means as president of the Republic of Kenya? It means like there is when people feel you coming, there is a free flow of things. There's a spread of love. Their leader is coming. Their servant is coming. But today it's otherwise. People do not come to see the president.
They are mobilized.
People are not happy. In fact, aende atawaongelesha acha kuachia kakitu.
Nakumbuka hiyo story ya mama fulani manze aliachiwa 2,000 ati agawie watu 30. Manze na ametoka, watu wametravel wametumia fare for so for. I mean really.
People do not care nowadays about what you're telling them. They care about what you're giving them.
Okay.
And if this president is able to give people the services they want, people will listen. Because let me tell you, every man is struggling. And Kenyans, na tukubaliane, uko villages kwenye tumetoka, people have a lot of problems that we need to assist them. Yes. They need to be assisted. And we have a government to assist that. There's no free flow of services. There's no free flow of communication. Nakwambia there's no free flow of communication because in that village hapo, kuna watu wenye wanakuanga wameshikwa na wanasiasa. Unaona? Those are the people who get information and they never spread that information to other members of the community. And if they do spread, they will spread it after that opportunity imepita. That's when you hear there's an opportunity that was here, ilishapita. And that's why there's a free flow. We are in a government that is very disoriented in so much things. Chiefs wamekuwa kazi yao tu ni kwenda kwa matanga na kupewa stories za boma venye ziko, unaona? Na kumobilizea rais anakuja, sijui CS anakuja, wana mobilize, unajua. Na kuna time they are the people who are very essential when it comes to government service delivery or any information of the government that needed to be passed to people in the rural areas. They played a very significant role. Sahi wanasiasa, even what the chief should tell us, wanasiasa wamechukua ndio wanakuja kutuambia. Na kila mtu anafaa kucheza tu mahali yake so that we can have law. When Gachagua tells them, and I learned this with Gachagua because there was a flow of information, and there was a free flow of how the plan was to be done. Wakati walikuwa wanaandikisha wakulima, when they were doing a farmers registration, Gachagua, by then, he was still the deputy president. And that man, he was able to register farmers. Okay. You know, he was able to register farmers because he is the man who had that program. He was able to register farmers. There was a free flow of information because the chiefs were responsible. Gachagua understands systems. He's a man who understands these systems. And that's why naonanga wakati ingine anaambia watu nyinyi kwanza mnafaa, anaonyesha this government, if you are waiting for it to come and serve us, it is not coming. Anawaambia this man understands botany. And that's what he understands.
Botany na ni political scientist.
Na Gachagua anawaambia he's a political scientist. Gachagua is not bragging. He is actually telling you the truth. He's actually telling you that government should be learned. Si hizi vitu wanafanya.
Okay, Castro. Politics is quite expensive. Na manze, sijui tuangalia IBC. IBC pia wanakuwa recommend do yenye mtu anafaa kutumia kwa campaign. Kuran kiti ya MP 2022. And we are not saying about giving people money. Kuran tu uweze kuzunguka ward, kama mimi nilikuwa na ward 4, uzunguke tu visibility,
the logistics peke yake.
Logistics. We are talking about posters, kuongea na watu, hiyo tu. How much do you use? Do you need minimum
maybe for a seat of MCA? MP?
Yes.
For minimum MP hapo unataka kama tuseme kwa ni age yetu. Yes. You just facilitate yourself, you have your brandings, you have your communication, you have your logistics, and na uweze kufika where people are. Wewe kwa tu not less than 15 million.
Buda, 15 million.
15 million.
15 million inatoka wapi? Mimi hata sijai 15 million. Sasa utafanya fundraising.
Na hiyo sasa exactly, unajua na ndio mnasema as people we need now to come back to our power. We need to take our power because that's what we
actually
have. We delegated our power, but these two people stole everything we
actually kitambo watu walikuwa wanachangia wanasiasa.
Yani
wase wanachanga chwani 50
so wao wanaona candidate wao
wanaona campaign.
Exactly, wanaona candidate. And ndio maana hiyo time ulikuwa unaona services zinafanya juu those people wana remember kuna kibradhi kininichangia nafaa kuwachunga. Sasa these people wana steal from us, and the way they are stealing from us, those money wanazileta wakati ya campaigns. And then we are thinking they are coming to help us. They are not coming to help us. Hawakuji kutusaidia. Kenyans tunafaa tuchukue power yetu because we delegated our power. These people, we delegated our power not to go and kill us. They are killing anyhowly. Wanafikiria. We delegated our power not to go and steal from us, of course, and now they are stealing from us. We delegated our power so that they can serve us. There's no reason why we have, these words, peace, law, and order. These words zina look simple, but zimetu cost as Kenyans as of today. Tulikuwa tunazisoma huko primary, tunasoma love, peace, law, and order. And we lack them today in our society, in our country, in our community.
It's all corrupted by
yes.
Money. It is this for power.
Exactly. And how are we lacking this thing? Tunailack juu our watu tumedelegate power, and then they do not understand that they came to serve us or to lead us. They came to rule us. We did not take you there to rule us. We already have a constitution that should rule each and every man in this land.
Castro,
we have a constitution.
I admire how really the US plays its politics. You look at the Democratic Party, you look at the Republicans, how they play their politics, and also those vying for candidates. I mean, you'll find a candidate vying for a Senate seat there in the US, just in the middle of the street, holding their banner, vote for me. Wewe sema unataka kiti ya senator, wewe usimame tao. Kama una V8, kama hauna gari kwanza, hauna do, manze hakuna mtu atakuongea.
Kwanza wanakuambia wewe ni fala, wanakuona kwanza wewe uko fala. Unaona?
Mimi kwanza kuna siku 2022 nilienda meeting tu. Unajua hiyo time tulikuwa tunafuatana tu. Like candidates wote tunafuatana. Juu mimi nitatoa wapi power ya kumobilize? Sina do. Mimi nimefuatana tu, nimeenda nikapata gang ya youth. Wamekaa vijana kama 200. Politicians hapo walikuwa napeana dhauka 10. Mimi sina kitu, sina ene. Bro, karibu nipigwe mawe juu sina kitu, and you're fighting your fellow youth. So that is how politics is bad.
Of course it is bad, and they will never be good for those people who want them to be better. Because it's a game. And in game every person struggles to win. Na ndio maana nasema sisi vijana tunacheza game yao. Sisi tuna struggle kushinda, tupate opportunities za job, country yetu ikuwe na free flow, lakini tunacheza game yao. These people, they are the people who are devising us on how we shall play our game. That we are competing with these people. Do you see how now we, as young people tuko disoriented at some point? Ndio nasema as young people lazima kwanza tujue what is our position. Whether we are opposing this government or we are supporting the government. No. Today, as Gen Zs na millennial, we do not support the regime of UDA. The regime of President William Ruto, we do not support it. Mm-hmm. But they have achieved to divide us. They have achieved to suppress us. Mm-hmm. Yes, they have achieved to suppress us. Why? Because we are not keen to our cause. Unaona hata hii kitu wanasema one term na nini na two term. Other than Rigathi Gachagua, who is very clear that this thing in one term, and the opposition, so many young people, they are in their periphery. They are now watching, it is Gachagua versus William Ruto. Now sisi tuko nje, and then we want, after sasa hiyo game yote wamecheza and we had a time to play, tuanze kucomplain tena.
I mean, Castro, I've been thinking deeply. You know, of course, using my political science knowledge, and also I get to interact with young people. Vijana Mbele Foundation, we work with young people. Yeah. And you get to interact with all classes of young people, students, those who are in business, those who are already in politics, those of whom are in corporate. And, you know, I asked myself, what's next for Kenyan youth? In 2024, I mean, there was a political awakening amongst the Gen Z. A revolution that is one of a kind. You know, we have had the independence, the Mau Mau. We have had fight for multi-partyism, akina Orengo pale. We have also found the fight in the referendum, huko 205. Na saa hii, 2024, tukapata Gen Z, you know, and they identified as tribeless, leaderless, and partyless. Yani, at such a digital age, young people are able to connect. A young person from Mandera to a young person to Mombasa. A young person in somewhere in Nyandarua to a young person in Siaya, speaking one single language. And they were able to mobilize and come out to the streets. And this is something that I noted. I was part of those protests in Kiambu Road. I was expecting to be there, to be with young people who are students, you know, just young people my age. Yeah. Nilishtuka sana nikiingia pale Kirigiti, hapo ndo tulikuwa tunaanza protest.
The protest.
Nikapatana na mse wa Nduthi, nikapatana na madhi fulani alikifunga mama mboga yake, akifunga kioski yake. Nikapatana na makanga, wanapeana mpaka gari ibebe wase waende nini. Speaking one language. Of course, what happened. We had our wins. Of course, the withdrawal of the finance bill 2024. Unfortunately, so many young people, lives were lost, right? Yeah. And the harsh reality of politics and a revolution, there are those who strive and, you know, ride, they're called joyriders. There are those who are called victorious, yeah? Under the sweat and blood of others. There are those who emerged, I mean, really. And we gave a chance for William Ruto to go look for Raila Odinga. And we made people cabinet secretaries. And that is where young people really got exhausted and politically exhausted. Yeah? What is next for young people? Are we losing the momentum?
You know, we are losing the game. Not the momentum. We are losing the game.
I mean, tushachezwa.
We are losing the game. Let me tell you why. Because even as young people among ourselves, we are fighting youth in politics.
Youth versus youth.
Yeah, youth in politics.
Youth in politics as fighting.
Unaona mavijana wenye wako kwa siasa, pia sisi tunalimwa.
Kama na wewe.
Tunapigwa na mavijana wenzetu.
Oh.
Do you understand?
We strive for power.
Yes. And we cannot be everywhere. Kuna mavijana wako in education, teaching, kuna vijana wenye wako in medicine, kuna wenye wako in IT na tech, kuna wenye wako fintech, na kuna mimi na wewe tuko in politics. But tunakaa ni kama we are enemies of all other nini, because these people, they have made us now look like we are one of them, like we look like them. Unaona venye wametuchafulia, because young people wameanza ku lose hope na anything politically. That's why unaona sasa they are now wana raise their own way socially, wanakuja in social media, wana mobilizeana, wanaenda for a social cause like yenye walifanya huko Kaluma, because they have lost hope na politics.
Na the system.
Yeah, na the system. It is not working for them. Na it is hard. Na ndio nawaambia vijana, and I'm encouraging you, we need to do this once and for all. We need to fight things once and for all. I make sense tumelia kutoka 2017 mpaka 2022, 2022 mpaka 2027, and then 2027 we have a chance to change the game, and then we lose it again. We start again another war in 2027, 2032.
Again, Castro, as a democracy, and we are very proud to be a democracy, as much as we are a young democracy compared to other democracies. Yes. And we have a very, anchored constitution, a very progressive constitution. And there's something we call the universal suffrage, the right to vote, right? I believe it starts with voting, yeah? right now IBC wamefungulia kitu inaitwa continuous voter registration and wana target 6.3 million voters, kitu kaa hiyo. I think we have been a month or so into this process, but nikiangalia data as October huko 3rd huko 17 huko, I mean only vijana kama 20,000 have registered as new voters. Manze, we want to change how the system is, and it starts with voting. Yeah, why are young people not interested in registering as voters? Kuna political apathy ama what should IBC do? Manze, vijana manze wa register kama wapiga kura juu manze 6.3 million. I mean IBC wameangalia data wakaona by this time I think more than 5.3 million wako na ID. And one of the qualification, ukiwa tu na ID unapata
nini?
Kura,
yeah.
Mbona 6.3 million hiyo ndo target yetu, 20,000 pekee ndo wamechukua kura? Mbona vijana wako na political apathy? Mbona wataki kuchukua kura?
Unaona venye nimesema ama vijana wameanza lose hope in politics. I believe anything will come good in politics. Na nijuu ya nini? Juu wao wazee wamekuwa tu wakituchezea. Na issue ni moja. Kuna difference if you differentiate government ya Kibaki. Every person talks about government ya Kibaki venye iliwasaidia.
Kila mtu reference
exactly. Unaona? Kuna legacy. Ukikumbuka wakati ya Moi, watu wanashikinishanga na serikali ya Moi na vitu mbaya. Unaona? Vitu zenye zina happen siku hizi ndizo zilikuwa zina happen hizo enzi.
Mpaka kufinywa na makarao.
Exactly. Sahi nobody anaweza sema utajiri ya Kibaki ni gapi? Ni gani na kaje? Aliishi flash life na nini, discipline na nini. Hakuna, but that man alifanya people to feel his leadership. Alifanya watu ya mashinani to feel there is a free flow. There was peace and there was order. This man has made things to be hard. There is no order. There is no peace. Na tusiangalia ati peace ni wakati tu ati hakuna vita that we have peace. People are not in peace. People are not happy. Are you happy?
Are you
happy?
Mi sina kitu kwa mfuko.
No, so, exactly. You can't be happy. Unaona hata tukijichocha tuseme acha niende nijivijali ni fry. Utafurahia tu dakika 2-1 hivi ukikumbuka ama usome uone news what this what they are doing. Unakasirika tu. We are living in anger. We are not in love. We have no peace.
Yeah.
We are not happy. And in this world, our motherland is Kenya. We should be happy to live here. Precisely. This man does not mind about the people. Unaona angekuwa na watu ameweka hapa, he would care for them. He do not care about the people. And let me show you how he does not care about the people. Who would expose his family to external to other families outside? Who? Because now we opened our boundaries. That means, are these people we are opening for boundaries na tunawapatia mpaka ID wa citizen from other country to come and pick up our citizen? Does it mean ni sisi ile kazi yenye wanauza ya kuuza nguo ama electronics ama nini hatukuwa na Mkenya mwenye alikuwa anafanya hiyo kazi? Does it mean so? Or what is this that we are looking that you have people have turned against you? You are always focusing on winning elections other than serving the people. Do you know why people wanakujanga maandamano wana destroy vitu? Because they do not own up that vision. You left the people in the villages. Okay. Na nilikwambia watu uko villages wanafaa wasaidiwe. These people they have learned kila time tunangangana tunachaguana but hao watu wanaenda wanatusahau. That's why wamekuja. Now it is the people that came to the streets led by no political leader. Unaona? Ni watu walitokea. Venye umesema kuna mtu mwenye mama alikuwa anafunga kiosk, aliamua hiyo siku anaenda kupigana asiuze but anaenda kupigana. Anaenda asikizwe. But those people always they think we are fighting them. When we are telling them there is no free flow. There is no reason in the country why a dispensary in the village yenye watu ya village wanategemea inafaa kukosa dawa. Ati Piriton na Moxie ndizo watu wanaitisha president. What are you talking about?
ati hakuna dispensary, hakuna ati paracetamol huko kwa dispensary na ni village huko hakuna. And the president akisikia anaambiwa vitu kama hizo, yeye anadhani ni manyumba anaambiwa ajenge.
I think as much as the president, I mean, he has his work to do, as much as he fails in his duty, we must also recognize and remember we have other leaders that you have elected.
Yes.
I mean, we are in a devolved government, really, and devolution is good, that resources zilikuja kwa wananchi. But tell me why county kama Nyandarua, wewe unajua Nyandarua si ni place ya baridi huko, Kinangop nini, yeah. Waru zinatoka huko, carrot, maziwa. Manze kuna Bazenga alingia kama governor, kitu ya kwanza anaanza kutujengea ati swimming pool. Manze place ya baridi swimming pool, na anafungua swimming pool na anakata hivi na official flag na ribbon. Yeah? I mean, county yenye manze inatoka food ina serve Kenya. Yani hata I think wali change sasa vision ya Nyandarua, yani the mission of Nyandarua ama statement ya Nyandarua. I think the county that feeds Kenya. I mean, Juaru zinatoka tu huko na kila kitu. But there are leaders who undermine ama wanaonanga kusimama governor ni kusimama tu. They really wanapuuza hiyo kazi yao. Juu jamaa kuweka swimming pool bana, alikuwa juzi Senate grilling, anaambiwa uko na watoto wangapi ECD? Hata ajui, hana clue.
Unajua nini?
Ameandika class kama ECD.
Wase kuna disparity. When umesema of course kuna two tiers of government, but the president ndiye the supreme leader in our land. Unaona? So supreme, nimesema supreme leader, but supreme power ni yetu sisi wananchi. So any accountability ama anything that as Kenyans we need, we should tell the president. We should tell a governor. Because they're the people
that active citizenry.
Yes. Now watu wanafaa kutuserve
kabisa,
na kuna watu wanawasaidia kutuserve. That's why we have cabinet secretaries. It's only that this cabinet secretary wanakuja tu emit arrogance to us. In fact, a cabinet secretary should not come even to ask the people to tell us what they are doing. It is the president who should only come, because that is the leader, that is our man. It is only the president. Rigiji anawaeducate hivyo, wanasikia ni kama Rigiji anaenda kutupa virus huko kwao. Rigiji anawaambia that nyinyi watu mumesahau watu. You can imagine a cabinet secretary anakuja kutuambia you should serve the president as a cabinet secretary, as we have the members of parliament and senators to serve us people, because they're the people who should be the link between us and the president, the executive. And if we are able that order, if we have that order, there'll be free flow of services and information. And because we do not have that order, there is so disorder. And when Rigiji was bringing that order, what is an is against them. Rigiji, I remember the war started with the MPs. Wao wanashida wameclog tu kwa Rigiji na kwa president. Rigiji anawaambia go back to the people. Because those are the people who should come back to us to tell us, nasikia rais analeta anafanya hivi. But for them, what do? Wanaleta handout, wanakuja kwa machama, wanakuja nini? Boss, let me tell you, people had power to do that. Wamama wanakuanga na power ya kujiunga kama chama na kutoa pesa kuchanga. But ile pesa sasa wanachanganga, huwa wanachanga, mumelimit their power, purchasing power, their financial power. Kama walikuwa wanachanga 500, siku hizi wanachanga 200. 300 mumechukua ndio mnawaletea kwa hizo magroup zao. Do you understand how these have shifted? We have shifted now. We have shifted the whole thing. We have shifted the whole thing from running a system, running a government, to just doing politics. And that's what the government of William Ruto is doing. They are only doing politics, but they forgot about running a government. And running the government and providing services, hiyo ndio itakuwa na free flow. Today, wameweka that they want to privatize. Wanataka kuuza our companies and our parastatos because it is ours. They belong to us, the people. They ours. Now those companies and parastatos should manufacture money. hiyo pesa ispreadiwe kwa watu through services, wajengewe mabarabara, ilipia watoto shule, madawa zinunuliwe, unaona, kukue irrigation, watu wapate nini, watu waweze kulima. You are serving those people in the villages. Na nakupatia concept ya village because sisi tulikuja town juu hao watu walitusahau huko village, so tulikuja town kupigana na wao. Tungekuwa huko village, there are services, everything is moving on. Watu walikuwa wanajenga manyumba za ngorofa huko village. Kwani village kwenu hakuna nyumba hata moja ya ngorofa?
Manze hata ziko countable, hata sijui.
Exactly. People had power to build. Walimu wenye walikuwa wakati hapo Kibaki walijenga manyumba za mawe.
Yani hata ndo walikuwa wanajenga plot. Plot zote kwa town.
Exactly. They were able. Walikuwa there was money was flowing.
Money zilikuwa zinafanya vizuri.
Exactly. Money was flowing and everything. That's what we are lacking today. Juu wezi ni wengi huku juu. Pesa before itufikie, you can imagine pesa before. Tuko na nini moja, tuko na one consolidated bank ya nchi. Consolidated account. So from there inafaa hiyo pesa ituteremkie ifike mpaka kwetu sisi wananchi. But unajua inakwama wapi? Kwa watu wenye wanafaa kuja kutupea sisi wananchi wenye tumechagua. Na tu kuwachagua waende watu rule juu tuko na constitution yenye inatu rule, wanafaa kutuserve. So walienda wakatusahau sisi. So wanaona sisi tunafaa kuwaabudu, kuwaogoja mpaka ile siku watafeel it is now comfortable for them to come to us. Do you understand the situation? Now they are selling what should manufacture money for us. Wewe nikuulize, huyo private person mwenye anataka kununua hiyo kampuni, does it mean yeye ndiye akona capacity ama ya kutengeneza profit kwa hiyo kampuni that as a country hatuwezi tengeneza profit?
Ni ngumu sana, but
ni ngumu nini? Hakuna kitu ngumu.
Wait, as much as we speak, you are very knowledgeable in this aspect, but there is that, maybe 10 people sitting back in the village and playing pool. They don't know none of this.
Yes, they do not know. They do not, and that's why it is our role.
It is our role as young people to do civic education. In whatever capacities that we sit in, these civil societies, these student leaderships or organizations, and also that we have this digital age, digital spaces. We need to do civic education to our people so that they understand. Someone might see you and say, this guy keeps on fighting the government, really. Why does
they fight the government? Yeah.
Jamani kupiga tu serikali nini? I mean, watu wanafaa kujua lens and why people are talking about the government, and it's called checks and balances. And as we really wind up, I want to give you this moment to speak to the mic, mic to the movement. I want you to speak to the movement.
No, but before we go,
in just few statements.
Yeah, before we go there, I just wanted to finish up on something yenye niko naonyesha Mkenya why we really don't need such kind of a leadership in this country. Because we need people-centered leadership. We don't need rulership here. But this constitution is enough for us to remain peaceful, to remain united. But these people have disoriented everything. Whatever this constitution has given us, whatever those people akina baba gave us, these people, they are taking it from away. Whatever even God mwenyewe ametupatia, these people have taken it away.
So it's time to act.
You imagine Mungu ametupatia Kenya. This is our Israel. We already na wachange kutupatia analogy ati we shall take you to Israel. We already, Moses alifanya hiyo kazi ya kutoa watu Egypt na kuwaleta Israel. We already in Israel. But these people, they have built an Egypt in our Israel na wanatutafutia ati Israel ingine. These people have messed this country.
And that's why we need action, Castro. Watu wachukue kura, waingie, watoe hawa.
But before
watu vibe.
Mpaka wa understand how these people have messed our country. Yeah. You imagine you are prefect in a corrupt government. That even a company that should be making profit for your people does not make any profit. But you expect a private company that will come, privatize it, mugawane share, and they start making profit. Profit inatoka wapi? Inatoka wapi yenye kwenye sisi kama Wakenya hatuwezi pata? It is goodwill. We need, if there is a goodwill to fight corruption, that man should show. Because either he does not have goodwill or he has no capacity, he has no know-how. Na sahi, either way, akuwe na goodwill na hana know-how, ama akuwe na know-how na hana goodwill, haitusaidii. We don't need such kind of a leadership. Haitusaidii. Yes. So we need a person who will come serve the people, and having or getting this kind of a person who will come and serve the people ni mtu mwenye number one anasikiza watu wanasema nini, because haiwezi kuwa watu wanasema this way and
you're unasema hivi.
Instead of bettering their life, you're making even harder. Watu wanakuambia tuko na freedom of speech, before even they finish the word speech already ushakata.
You've spoken about corruption, Castro, and I try to really understand corruption and the basic root of corruption in Kenya. And unajua nimekuja understand corruption has been conditioned as a form of gift giving or a form of social reciprocity. Like nikikupea kitu sahi, I also expect pia wewe utanirudishia.
Reciprocate.
Hiyo kitu reciprocation na form of gift giving upon the main base of corruption, and it exists everywhere. Wewe sahi tutoke hapa hivi kwa highway tupatane na karao, hata hajangalia kama uko na shida yoyote, anataka tu chwani. Yeah, he doesn't care. He's not there to do his job. He's there to eat money, and that is the basis of corruption. And we are the generation and that is gonna hold this country accountable. Something that you have called active citizenry. We need to, as much as call out for any corrupt leaders that we have in the country, from MCAs to MPs to senators, everyone that deals with public resources, because that is where your tax goes. Yeah, I mean, you pay tax. I pay tax when I buy airtime. I pay tax when I use transport to come here. I'm paying tax at the moment. I expect when I go out there, when I'm traveling to Mombasa, barabara ikuwe smooth manze. I expect nikiingia shule, walimu wananifunza bila kustrike. Yeah? Na nalipa fee kidogo sana. But saa hii unapata corruption manze, tunasukumwa mwisho kabisa kwa kona. Na manze, young people, to call out hawa vijana, hawa wasi wenye wako kwa gava manze na wanakula, siphon two resources. And it's very absurd that we have such kind of leaders.
We have. Nani system yenye imewekwa that is only serving corrupt systems. Mm-hmm. System yenye iko sahi, it's not serving us people. It's just serving the corrupt system. Iyo yenye iko. Because there's no way, when you umesema we are paying taxes. But then do you know, we can't even imagine, hata hatujui taxes zetu zimekuwa zikifanya nini.
Mi hata siwezi account. Ukiniuliza kuhusu
exactly.
Taxes.
Nani hard question kama wakenya tunafaa tuulizane before we approach to 2027. Anytime you question about our taxes, wanasema wanajenga manyumba. Haya, before they brought housing levy, we people were paying taxes and houses were being built. Now, it's us Kenyans wenye tunachanga pesa ya kulipa nyumba, ya kujenga hizi manyumba tunajenga. And I don't understand the policy rationale ya hii housing, affordable housing. Number one, I don't, unaona venye hii government inatuuzia mpaka affordability. Something we should afford. Imagine, do you know Kenyan, they are not affording the basic. Like, they cannot afford food, clothing, na decent shelter. Ndio maana sasa government inakuja na affordable. At what point as Kenyans did we reach to have an affordable life? Because we should always afford those three things. The basic. Kwa hivyo, hakuna mahali ingefika as a government inaingia kwa affordable housing. And this affordable housing ni Wakenya wanajenga. See the government has bado iko na pesa yetu that we are contributing. And still we have resources that are also manufacturing or printing money for us. through the resources we have, maybe parks nini na mines zenye tuko nazo, bado ina manufacture ama ina produce pesa kwetu. Na bado sisi wa Kenya ndio tunachanga mambo ya kujenga manyumba. Unasikiza?
It's crazy.
I want to show Kenyans how we have been. Nataka niwaonyeshe nyinyi wa Kenya venye tumekuwa conned hapa. Because aina haja you ask Kenyans to contribute in the housing. And I support the way Gachagua said that the first order itakuwa ni kutoa hizo vitu za housing. It has no meaning to any Kenyan who is contributing to it. It has no meaning. Because you are contributing to this affordable. These houses zinajengwa, zinauzwa. Unaona? There are companies, real estate company wanafanya bado hii biashara. Na investors wenye kwa hiyo kitu wanapata dividends na wanapata shares kwa hiyo kampuni. So they are earning, wanapata gain in whatever they are doing.
So it's a business simply.
It is business. Government came to enterprise with its own people.
Not a policy to serve Kenyans.
It is not serving Kenyans. It is not serving Kenyans. Because watu wana contribute kwa hii affordable housing wanafaa kupatanga dividend nyumba zikijengwa. Because that should be an investment. Unatoa pesa ijenge. And every person as a country we should afford at least to build. Hata kama hatuna hizo za magorofa apartment, you build yourself a decent house. Hata kama ni one bedroom, tunafaa kukuwa na hiyo power.
Bora roofing iko,
yes.
yani nyumba tu.
Nyumba unafaa kukuwa nayo, you should afford.
But sahi imekuwa too expensive
na government sahi na wewe ndio una contribute. You are the person who is contributing and we should be pulling together as an investment. Unaona? So that tunajenga hizo manyumba, government earmark maybe government ilifaa tu ku iron policies of how this real estate inafaa kukuwa na investors, even as me and you tunaweza invest kwa hizo real estate, real estate na hii housing corporation venye tuna invest na tutakuwa tunapata dividends, tunapata profit from whatever we are making that thing. So these people, they are taking money from you. Wanauza makampuni zenye zinafaa kutengeneza pesa and then they have come again to you to ask you money. Wanataka kujenga manyumba. Instead watengeneze huku kwenye wako ndio waunde pesa huku, they are coming back to you. Wamekuja tena kukwambia hatutakuwa tunakulipia shule, utakuwa unalipa. Wamekuja tena kukwambia hatutakuwa tunakulipia hospitali by the way, na utakuwa unalipa mwaka mzima.
I think there's so much happening in Kenya and Kenyans really need to get that lens of view. But as we are running out of time, really, I just want to give you 2 minutes to speak to the mic. And I know we're going to have a sit down. The next time you're having a sit down, we need to elucidate to Kenyans what is happening really, especially the young people, because they hold the power. They are the custodians of development in the country. I want to give you 2 minutes to speak to the mic to the movement. Tell that young person out there something.
Yeah, and mic to the movement. Dear my fellow youth, imefika wakati as Kenyans, we need to ask ourselves hard question. Why do we need this government at the first place? That's the first question we should ask ourselves. Why do we need a government? And why do we need this government? Because, is it serving you? Is this regime, and I want to put it, is the regime of UDA and core parties serving you? Is it serving us? Why do you think we need it again? Whatever these people have done, they have come to take away what we had. Instead of improving our welfare, they have taken what we had. We were happy. We are no longer happy nowadays. Yeah. Some of us had life. Those people, they took lives. So many things is happening that we need to ask ourselves as a community. Children's, we are going to school. Everything catered for by the government. Nowadays, it is you people, you parents, to pay for your kids' school fees. Great. And they do not care utasomesha mtoto wako aje. And when you people, you tell them, wanasikia ni kama mnapiga kelele. When we tell them, wanasema tunaandamana bure. When we tell them, wanatuambia turudi huko village. Huyu Gachagua huyu wanasema, he is always reminding them like watu wako na shida. And you don't expect such a man asikie watu wanalia akose kusema. Of course he is the loudest voice in these voices zenye tuko nazo. Kila Mkenya, hata wenye sahi wanafurahia ati wako in government, I'm very sure they are not happy. Are you happy? Wewe uko kwa government, are you happy by what is happening? Are you? You're not happy. I know you're convincing yourself you're happy because you're in government, but lean down yourself. You're not happy by how Kenyans are being treated and how things are being ran. Some of these noises we have, hatufai kukuwa nazo. As a country that we love peace, we love harmony. Now we are going back to those politics, tribalism. Na watu wasiseme and it's something we need to deal with it once and for all. Atufai tukue ati a generation we are tribalist na nini, and those people they are taking us back there. We need to deal with it. And how do we deal with it? Let us now focus on building institutions that will promote development, that will promote democracy, and that will look at the interest of us people. And those are the political parties. When we shift now to political parties, tutatoka kwa hii tribalism. Because this tribalism venye wanafanya ni now they want to merge communities instead of merging political parties. Great. They are looking now to have coalitions of communities, coalitions of tribes, instead of coalitions of political parties. As young people, we need now to see that we have suffered enough. And there's no other time, best time other than this. By the way, kama kuna time ya kuaibisha watu, tunafaa tuwaibishe raundi hii. Tunafaa tuwaibishe raundi hii. Unaona the way we are coming, tunakuja streets, wanatunyamazisha. Tunafaa tuwanyamazishe moja tamu. Tuwanyamazishe moja tamu 2027. Mwende mchukue kura. I don't know why you should not take a vote and participate with others. Unaona venye tunafanya road show, tunafanya ma road show ya nini? 2027 itakuwa game tamu juu tutakuwa tunafanya road show ya kwenda polling station, kufukuza wezi, kufukuza wauaji, kufukuza wakora, kufukuza wataperi, kufukuza tribalists. We shall be there. And it is us. Now we shall take this country and serve our people. Let's serve our people because it is the people matter.
Thank you, Castro. Mheshimiwa Castro. I mean, it's a great submission, and we have had quite a mind-boggling session. My time and my 2 minutes to speak to Mike, to the movement, I'd say to young people is that we are many, but we are scattered. And power is not only in numbers, it is in organizing. So we must organize through movements. Student leaderships, civil society groups, CSOs, youth-led organization contribute into party politics and create impact. Politics and running for office is not only about posters. People tend to associate you with the impact that you have created. So if you're a young person out there, you want to go out and vie for an MCA seat, for an MP seat, I think it's time now to create impact into your society. Enda kwa hiyo chama ya wazee ya nyumba 10. Ingia kwa hiyo chama ya mama, usikie ni nini wanaongelea. Vision yao ni gani? Wakipata do hiyo table banking, wanafanyanga nini nayo? Ingia kwa chama ya wazee, usikie wanaongelea nini wanataka kuongezea kwa hiyo area yao. Ingia kwa my youth, sports everywhere. And by the time that you declare you're running for office, impact will have already proven a record for you young people. Thank you for listening to podcasts by Vijana Mbele Foundation. It's called Mic to the Movement, a space where young people speak truth to power and dream loud about this country we call Kenya. Thank you very much. I've been your host, Kiragu, Muriithi, political scientist and executive director, Vijana Mbele Foundation. Till next time. Asante sana. Castro. Nashukuru. Thank you. Every time that we have political rallies, when you need to mobilize people in a rally, majority of them are youth. But when government is formed and when we sit at the decision-making table, we become the minority.
What we need to do as young people, we need to learn our position and we need actually to know where we are heading to.
We have talked about the divisions of class, the divisions depending on ethnicity. There is a gap to learn from our history. Has this constitution really been implemented fully? Is it progressive or retrogressive? The current state of our education system doesn't allow people to dig deep into the history. We need to go back there as young people, precisely, and learn about our constitutional history, learn about independence journey. And when you're looking at these things, we need also to look at the pros and cons.